So to repeat the ad, we need 4 people to help Julie and others with youth and Sunday school. And please invite other people to try it. Okay, we've got 5 focus areas on the wall over there. I'd like to try to almost double that by lunch. So, who has another number 1 focus area that we haven't talked about? We'll put it under membership
Well, I had,
or
retain members and attract new members.
that's a good, okay.
Well, I had, retain current members and attract new members. By listening to them. What they're looking for and what I thought it would look like is that we would, I mean, the obvious one is we would have more people participating in everything and we'd be able to have more activities. Like the ones we've had in the past, it's hard to put on an activity. Like Julie said, where you're the only one there doing it.
Who else has some form of that? That might go back to the statement we started before we got into younger people about meet, invite, accept people where they're at.
Number 3 on my list, and that's to learn the needs of all the parishioners and visitors and their families. We need to know what's happening with our people and then reach out and meet those needs. Paula needs syrup, I think.
Anyone?
That's kind of my second, I think. What I wrote is that we've got so many different generations here and people from different faiths that things are looking different now. But I feel like we also need to find a way to respect all of the generations, and I wrote older generations and tradition because there's a lot of tradition in the Episcopal Church that's important to a lot of people. But we also have new members that are coming in from so many different churches that don't always understand all of our traditions. And I think we need to find, what I wrote down is bridge the generation gaps. And find a way to understand and respect all of the people and all of the needs. Does that make sense?
Are we ever considering a type of members helping or assigned to people? This is mentorship. Yes. Have we ever done anything like that?
Oh, it was talked about on one of those, sorry, but it sounds like it has been done before. Is that not correct?
That's like when I.
Because one of the posts that said as before, so it sounded like it at one point, when I've been on.
Okay. There are so many protocols that people are not always aware of at Trinity.
And that's what we're doing in the classes,
Yeah,
so
and that's what.
that's why everybody's invited to those. But the idea of having a mentor, a shepherd,
that idea of having a mentor or a shepherd, or, I mean, one of the things that works out incredibly well is, when someone sits down next to a new person and makes sure that they're guided as much as they might want or need to be guided, and kind of take that on themselves. Part of that is because we want people to come over here after church for coffee and stuff. So part of that is to invite, you know, and I've often asked people to say, now go over there and invite that person to come with you over to Ortmeyer. So all of those are more informal. And I think that what we're seeing with, I am incredibly encouraged by the numbers of new people joining us. And I think that to be able to have a little bit more formal way to do that is a great thing. But again, the after church classes are for everybody, and especially for the people who are new, and you can come to those, Bobby. Yeah, so there you go.
So this is, I kind of did it a little bit differently, so sort of this is part of my number 3 was continue to provide worship services to meet the needs of many. So that sort of kind of ties into this as well. And I just, because I'm thinking of it from a perspective of budget tied to mission vision. So for me, I was thinking, continue to provide morning prayer via Zoom whenever possible. I feel like that's an awesome opportunity. I know I can't watch the morning prayer, but I tend to sometimes watch it at night when I get home, or I'll watch it the next morning, the previous day, which I know isn't really official, but it's still better than nothing kind of thing. And continue weekly worship services streamed live, because I do feel like we have a lot of people, if you got sick and you had to stay home, or you're on vacation and you want to just feel a sense of community with Trinity, that those are still, and I feel like even if we don't have a priest every week, if we have to do a situation more like we had with Paula over the summer, I still feel like those are opportunities that should be videotaped and zoomed and offered. And then because I love music, and I know when I first started, that was one of the things that I commented on was the music tradition. I like to have that variety of music that we have that's tied to the lectionary church season through the use of all of the different types of things that we use music. We have the organ, we have the keyboard, we have the recorded music, we have live instruments with the violin, and I believe it was a clarinet that came in. Is that you and Julie? And the flute, yeah. So, and then a mix of church choir and individual cantors. To me, that is important, and I know that a lot of people find music to be a way that God touches them through the music. So for me, I feel personally that I like to have that.
Once again,